Ricey Petersen has played over 116 test matches for the South African men's hockey team. The veteran goalkeeper has represented his country for over 9 years and now feels let down by the South African Hockey Association and the South African Sports Confederation and Olympic Committee after sacrificing so much for the sport he loves and so much in order to attempt to qualify for the sporting showpiece in Brazil, especially after being told that the team will not be going despite winning the African Championships in Johannesburg. This prompted an open letter on Facebook to the hierarchy at SASCOC to express his concerns after so many years of service to hockey.
It's not something that I'll usually do. It was just something that was on my chest for a while. And I thought, let me just write it, not just for myself, how I felt, but I think also for my teammates and also for some people in the hockey community that's also put a lot into this team into South African hockey.
The 32-year-old feels that hockey as a sport needs to look at rectifying its problems in order to grow and to be able to meet the criteria set about by SASCOC in future.
The biggest lack for SA Hockey has always been funding. I mean, it's a long, ongoing story. I mean, from I've been involved, it's always been difficult for SA Hockey. If you see how we really compete at the world stage, and you see what the other countries are getting and how they are professional, and most of the countries are professional, or at least semi-professional. And like I said in my letter, unfortunately, we are not.
Despite Petersen's open letter to SASCOC going viral and calls from around the world to allow South Africa's hockey teams to go to the Olympics increasing by the day, SASCOC remain adamant that they are not going to change the qualification criteria for the Olympic Games, and they're sticking with their policy of quality over quantity by sending medal contenders to Rio next year.
I've read one or two, because I also don't want to upset myself by reading all the things, because some of them are not based on fact. Because what I've been asking them is to say that, but why don't you go to your president? There was not a gun held to his head when he signed. What has been a sad point for me as head of the organization is for nobody to stand up and say that we made a mistake, we should not have signed. And maybe then in the eyes of the public, there would be a far more better understanding.
The message from the SASCOC president, CEO and board is clear. The Olympic qualification criteria will not be altered regardless of the public outcry, despite reports that the federations were threatened with sanctions if they did not sign off on the criteria. True or not, the fact of the matter is Africa will not have a representative at the hockey events in Rio, and the Olympic dream for many hockey players who have worked tirelessly and funded their own way to tournaments has officially come to a gut-wrenching end. CS Du Plessis, CCTV, Johannesburg.